Wonder Woman 764, Mariko Tamaki writing with Steve Pugh on the art, or Steve Pugh, as I have typoed on my list.
How unacceptable of you.
The B and the V right next to each other, that's a common typo, right? It's a common...
Just don't disservice these wonderful artists like that.
Look,
keep it to yourself.
Steve, I'm sure, would find humour in the situation. Complete accent. So, we have a new status quo in Wonder Woman where Max Lord is working with her, and we get this odd little one-off story here about them going to investigate someone, and it goes for this kind of like pulpy 80s vibe. The story's called The Amazing Adventures of Darren Hondor, which apparently is a TV detective that Maxwell Lord looks a lot alike, because everyone keeps thinking he's this guy. I get the impression, though, there might be something to this, where maybe something his daughter's done to make everyone think.
It feels like it's setting something up, yeah. And to continue the 80s vibe there, the title is, that, the Amazing Adventures of Darren Hondo, or Miami or Bust.
Yeah, so they're going for this cheesy 80s vibe. They're in Miami. He's got the shades on and all that.
It feels notable that this is coming out around the time when Wonder Woman 84 should have been coming out.
That's a good point, actually, yes.
With Max Lord as well,
It was supposed to be out this month, yes. It has been pushed to December. It'll probably get pushed again, given...
Yeah, Patty Jenkins seemed pretty insistent that it wasn't going to, but I don't buy that for a second.
Yeah, I don't know what they're going to do, because even didn't get pushed a whole goddamn year, basically. So...
Which knocked on Batman as well, right?
Yeah. Well, with Batman, I assume, no, because they keep having to, take pauses in production, so I assume that maybe was just going to get pushed back anyway, because of...
Probably, but they threw Dune on its date, so...
Yeah. But I wonder if the reason why they picked Batman's date is because Batman was going to get pushed, so they thought, okay, we'll put that in Batman's date now that that's opened up, and then we'll put Batman on this date.
Very possible.
And so on and so on.
There's just no movies. Release Green Knight, you cowards.
Connor's mad at A24, apparently. So...
Really am.
Yeah, they're looking for this guy. They've got a contact to meet in the beach. And there's a fun scene in the restaurant as well beforehand. But they're there to meet this guy on the beach who's got a blue and white towel. And this is an issue of basically Maxwell Lord just getting annoyed at humans, essentially. He's just annoyed over and over again. And he's pissed off that they're looking for someone with a blue and white towel, but the towel that the hotel they just came out of sell are all blue and white. So everyone has a blue and white towel. So he's livid, and then they find this guy, and the guy immediately is like, you know what, I'm not going to waste time pretending anything, I'm just here to kill you. Freelance superhero killing, it's the new game. So... And
brings up some robots out to sea.
Well, I think, importantly, they're like aqua robots. They've got I don't know if it's meant to be... It's like they've got glass suits, that are kind of it's like they're deep sea suits for these robots that are kind of, dare I say, Creature from the Black Lagoon-esque in their shape and demeanor.
It almost looks like when Mira or Jackson, controls the water.
Oh, almost.
It almost looks like a hard water shell around the exoskeleton.
Yeah. I think it's glass, though, just from looking at it. If you look at that 2-page spread...
I hope it's tempered glass at the very least, otherwise this is a nice, easy job for Wonder Woman.
I assume I say glass. Maybe it's more of a plastic than a glass.
It'd be very economically unfriendly, but sure.
He's a supervillain.
Well, the supervillain's been a bit generous to this guy, I think.
Okay, he's a wannabe villain. Okay.
Yeah, I'll give you that. Yeah.
But he's built a robot, and then there's also the woman robot who's got the metallic arm and the leg and part of her face, which definitely does not look like water. I will say.
No, it doesn't.
But. Yeah, so there's a bit of fight scenes, some gorgeous, layouts here. I mean, the artist here obviously is a different artist again. This is Pugh, who I think does a pretty good job. I think the overall issue has a fun vibe to it. I think the action once it starts, that 2-page spread that I mentioned before where they're coming out of the water, it does feel big. I love the clean colors, all that stuff. It's not a complete, it's not Yannin from the first couple of issues, don't get me wrong.
It's not. I think my biggest problem with Pugh is there's the odd face that looks a bit funny, especially on Diana, I think.
Yeah, I think that's fair. It's one of these weird things, though. I think the overall aesthetic, though, is so strong that I don't mind it as much than other books, because the action and everything feels so clean and fun, and it feels big and bold. It feels like a summer adventure that even results with Wonder Woman calling in a big shark to help out with the
one of the megalodons that protects Themyscira, I believe. Which is,
yeah.
I don't remember the last time that was referenced.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I was kind of half expecting like Aquaman to like pop out at the end to say that's who that's the friend she called was Aquaman,
and then it's a big shark. Yeah, because I think those megalodons are from Gail Simone's Wonder Woman run. Actually, I don't remember the last time they were referenced. Maybe it happened in some of the the Orlando stuff that we weren't reading. Admittedly.
Yeah, it's been a long time since it has been brought up because once we saw the shark, I was expecting like Aquaman to pop out from behind the fin. It's like he's controlling the shark, and she called in Aquaman to help. But no, it's it's the Meg. It's the Meg. Jason Statham's not far behind.
It's one of.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
I do, but I just want to make it clear they have a whole swarm of these protecting the island, not just one.
Yes. This is very impressive. Very impressive. Notably, Maxwell Lord keeps the phone that the villain had later on.
Yeah, he made him hand it over to just little bits like that.
And he is calling someone about his daughter. He's like saying, what you do, you're keeping care of her, kind of thing. Like, what are you doing? And whoever's on the other end is like doing whatever Max wants to. Upper dosage. Like he's killing. I get the idea here that like we're not really sure if it's something nefarious but we're definitely thinking it could be because he's Maxwell Lord.
It sounds like it, and the way this is presented, he's the guy on the other end of the phone's like, "What do you want me to do?" Mm-hmm. He's like, keep her there and keep her controlled. Do what you're paid to do. And then we see it looks, like it's just a hospital almost. Is where we see, this doctor that he's on the phone to, which presents the idea that maybe this isn't sinister. Maybe it's like, no, you got to keep a control. Like it could be. You could read this as a genuine request, but because it's Max Lord, we assume it's not.
Yeah,
then he does follow this up by making a guy call himself Scum.
Yes, well, he's been bottled by people. That's just something we've established. And it just kind of ends with Wonder Woman kind of like looking out at the sunset and wondering, like, she can't trust Max Lord, but she's kind of stuck in this place where she has to work with him. So it's kind of like I had a lot of fun with this issue. I think it's not like a super important one, I don't think, on its own. Other than maybe just really establishing the working relationship between them to sort of set up what they're doing. But I had a fun time. The whole, it had that Tamaki pacing and the dialogue. It flowed very well.
There's a line of dialogue in there where Max Lord calls out her outfit because she's wearing like a kind of traditional ancient Greek style dress thing.
Yes.
And he's like, you're supposed to be undercover, incognito. And she's like, it's Miami. He's like, this is not what they wear in Miami. And she goes, Miami's a state of mind. And I kind of felt that permeating through the issue, kind of that, what the intention of that was, kind of the fun, pulpy kind of sheen. Felt like that's what the tone of the issue was the entire time, which I really liked. Yeah,
I enjoyed the montage of the beach of Max Lord just sort of like getting angry at various people. It's like a 4-panel page where he's just yelling. It's like, "Come on!" as he's witnessing people around the beach.
There's a lot of little things like that. There's like Diana's hair. She's got it all up in like some fancy do whatever. But then after the fight, obviously it's all the water. It all comes loose, and there's just a panel of her kind of wringing it out and tying it back a little bit. And it's different to how it was for the rest of the issue. Just little things like that, like almost like this continuity that never really gets considered in a lot of superhero comics.
I like the coloring. I mean, I mentioned how clean it was, and I like that about the art in general. But in particular, in the last page, I like that they're going with these these more purple hues. It definitely gives it more of a Miami feel because it looks like you're like Miami Vice, like sort of cover or something like that. That's what they're going for.
It's really nice. It's like the sun's just starting to set and it's like the glow on the ocean, but it is that very purple orange sort of thing that it's got going that does feel ultra Miami.
Yeah. So, what are you giving Wonder Woman?
I am going to give it a straight 8.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. Straight 8 for Wonder Woman for me.
I think for me, this was actually my favorite issue since the first one.
It may be for me as well, but I like the last ones more than you did. But this is the sort of stuff I love. I love that they've set up the status quo. This weird, awkward working relationship is a really fun, thing to have for a while for this run.
Yeah, I'm down for it.
It might give their relationship a new dynamic that we've never had before. So a lot of potential there.